Hi, I'm Kevin from Gear to Go Outfitters, and today I'm going to show you how to use the Jetboil flash stove. Now, this is a great stove for 1 to 2 people, and you can put the fuel bottle inside. Everything packs up really nicely, so you get stove, cookpot, fuel bottle all in one little package to fit into your backpack. When you're ready to use it, set it down, take your lid off. This is your actual stove. I'm just going to make sure to unclip the fuel control over here. Put that aside, and you want to find some level ground to actually place your stove. And you could use a picnic table, that's fine if you're at a shelter. Your fuel bottle does not need to be a Jetboil fuel bottle. It could be MSR, it could be Snow Peak, Optimus, lots of other brands. They're all basically the same thread, and they're all compatible with each other. So put the fuel bottle down. We're gonna make sure that we have our throttle out. We're gonna screw the stove with the throttle in the off position, so make sure it's all the way to the right. Remember, righty tighty, lefty loosey. So you want to go clockwise till no gas is going to vent out. Screw it in. Then we're going to sit it down. Now we want to get our cook pot ready. There is a little cup on the bottom of the cook pot that we want to remove. This will melt, obviously, if you put it directly onto the stove. So set it aside. If you need a cup, great. That's also going to protect stuff in your backpack from this heat exchanger. They call it a flux ring. So we just kind of have that protection over there as well. So again, with the cup removed, very important step. We're going to set this aside, and we can kind of fill up the water now, whatever we need, wherever we're cooking, put the water in there. If you light the stove with the cook pot on already, you're going to get gas collecting underneath, and it's very dangerous. It can actually flare out. And if anybody's close to the stove, they could get burned. So again, the cook pot is to the side, and we're going to be lighting the stove without the cook pot on top. So there is a little piezo igniter over here with a switch on the side, a little button to press, a little spark. In really windy conditions, this could be kind of hard to use. So you still want to have a lighter or matches, or maybe some fire steel to use as well. This is also the first thing that gets damaged in these stoves. So we would definitely cover that. We want to know if it does get damaged, but we want to make sure you have a great trip. And again, keep in mind the stove is only meant to be used outside, not in your tent, not in your home, a well-ventilated area, which does not include your tent. Your tent also could catch fire easily, so you don't want to be using the stove inside your tent. So we're outside, away from anything that's going to catch fire. Okay, so we're going to, with the stove down, we're going to turn some gas on so you hear it. And then you're simply going to press the igniter button. And there you go. Now you can put your cook pot on top. We're just going to lower the flame a little bit. You don't want to put the cook pot on there with nothing in it, no water. It'll just melt the cozy to it. So I'm going to put a little bit of water in here. And I'm going to lightly place the lid on there so I can get it off and check on things. There are notches around the base of the stove, so it's totally safe to grab it right now even with the stove on. And I'm going to kind of secure it to these little dimples on the edge of the stove. You can see over here. And now it's all one composite unit. Not that you should be moving it around, but it's secure on there. Now we're going to turn off the heat. And there's actually a heat-sensitive ink in here, so it'll actually glow orange or start to change color as it's about to, as it's getting ready to boil. You also will see steam kind of coming up through the top. These stoves boil water very fast, but we're not cooking anything now, so now I'm going to turn the stove off. And the plastic base over here you can grab, and I'm going to kind of twist, so I get a little click, and it's now free. Carefully remove the lid, and we can eat right out of here. If we're cooking something here, we can eat right out of the cook pot. We do expect the cook pot to come back clean. Doesn't need to be brand new, but if it does come back with food burned on everywhere and lots of damage, we would have to charge you, unfortunately. So let's avoid that, and let's clean it up before you send it back to us. So the Jetboil flash can also be rented with a little French press that works perfectly with the stove. So what you do is, it'll come in 3 pieces. We're going to take the plunger, and we're going to put it through the lid. We're going to connect the other end of the plunger. And then finally, the press itself. And we'll set it up to the top, put it onto our cook pot and secure it tightly. And we're simply going to, once we've steeped the coffee for 5 minutes, we're going to just plunge, and we are ready to serve. So now I'm going to show you how to pack up the stove once you're done. So the stove is cooled off already. Make sure it is cool before you pack it up. We've already had our dinner. So first thing we're going to do is take the lid off. We're going to put the cup on the bottom so we don't forget it. Now once the stove's cooled down, we're going to disconnect the fuel bottle. And again, remember we want to place the cap back on that. And we can literally just drop this right into the stove. And then we're going to take our fuel control, we're just going to fold it over. And then we're going to drop this right in, put the lid on top, and you're ready to go. All ready for the next meal.